Welcome to another tutorial of the super simple Axex Dental software. And today we were going to be discussing some of the other features of the patient chart in our software. As always, you can access the patient chart by clicking on the charts button right here, and it will take you to the most recent patient that you have seen. You may also search through the list of patients through the search over here, and by clicking on it, it will take you there. You can see a list of most recent patients that have been handled. If you click to the right of the search bar, and finally you can select a patient and then click on the view chart section to be taken to that patient's chart. Last time we discussed the patient information, and now we're going to be discussing the medical history. So over here on the medical history is where you're going to enter the information that is pertinent to that patient's health, in addition to a history of prescriptions that have been taken. Now, the prescription history section is only for prescriptions that you have written for this. Among the questions over here, you will also find a section where the patient has entered all of the prescriptions that they are taking, and that information may also be important, but you will find that over here on the right hand side. So in the medical history, you will find the prescription history, you will find their medical questionnaire, the questions that they answered, and in addition to that, you will find a section for basic health information of that patient. And you can click right here. Let's start at that section. You can click right here to be able to enter information about that patient's vitals. So right here, today's date, let's enter the weight, the height. It will automatically calculate the BMI for that patient. And over here, I can enter their blood pressure for that day. Always remember to press update, and that will take it to the section. There's going to be another elements in this software that are going to do that. We call this area right here the staging area, and that allows you to enter the information and verify it before you go ahead and save that information. So we're going to hit close, and as you can tell now, that information is showing right here along the top, giving you the latest vitals for that particular patient. Over here, we have the prescription history and a way to create additional prescriptions. You can hit right here, select the that particular provider for that patient. If it's gonna take that default provider that was added in the patient information section, but if not, you can always select it right here. You're going to enter the prescription. This is one that is very popular. And the amount, and once again, we view the staging area concept that is throughout the software. You have to click right here to select, and that will clear out the area to allow you to add additional prescriptions if that would become necessary. Once you have entered one, it should remember what your preferences are, and it will remember this information as well, and you can change the amount. This way you will only have to enter the information hopefully once, and you can always modify it if that doesn't apply to this particular patient. In addition to that, you can enter the pharmacist's name, and it will require you to enter that. You can call them in, you can print them out. Soon we will also have the ability for you to send it electronically. And finally, you may also sign that prescription or have the doctor sign that prescription for you. And finally, save the changes. It will appear right here on the left, the prescription and the date when it was written. If that prescription has already been called in, it will have a line through it to let you know that that prescription was actually called in, but you still will be able to view it for future reference by clicking right here. All the information that you need for that patient. Finally, for the questions, once again, these questions have been already presented to the patient during the registration section. If you have had them fill it out on an iPad or a tablet, this area should have already been filled out. And one of the nice features that we have right here is that it will, if the patient has selected no for a question, it will just eliminate that question. So you will only see those questions that pertain to a patient. If you need to review those questions, if you need to, for any reason, be able to see all of them, regardless of whether they said yes or no to them, you can always hit right here on the edit, and it will give you those questions where the patient said no, so that you may re-ask or check or verify that that's still true of them. You can always do it through this section right here by clicking on the edit button. When you're done, you can close it and go on from there. And this print will allow you to print that patient's history to a paper format. Hopefully going paperless, that's something that you don't have to do. So that's the overview for the medical history section of Axex Dental software.